Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Hari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Hari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Hari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Hari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yashodanandana Braja Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya. Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya. Radharamana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radharamana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Jaya Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Shyam. Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Shyam. Jaya Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda. Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe. Govinda Radhe Gopal Radhe. Govinda Radhe Gopal Radhe. Govinda Radhe Gopal Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radha Vrindavan Chandra Shri Radhe Radha Vrindavan Chandra Shri Radhe Nath Swami Nayana Patadami, Nayana Patadami Bhagatune, Nayana Patadami पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्दे श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं मुदीरये। अष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीये नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। You all can repeat this verse after me. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
जन्माद्यस्य यथोन्वयात् इतरतश्चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदि कवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजो वारि मृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जन्माद्यस्य यथोन्वयादितरतश्चार्तेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदि कवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजो वारि मृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि So first all the men can recite together and then we will have ladies recite together, okay? All men are ready? Om together, huh? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadyasya yathonvayaditarataschatteshvavigyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayah Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargom Vrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. Now all ladies together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadyasya yathonvayaditarataschatteshvavigyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Surayah Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Vrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. First class, everybody knows. Very difficult words, they recited very nicely. Wonderful. So I will tell you word by word the meaning of what this verse is. This is the first verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam. We all know the great personality Vyasa, correct, no? 5,000 years ago, Vyasa, who is a later incarnation of the Supreme Lord, he appeared and he thought that the age of Kali has many bad symptoms. Some of the symptoms I will show you. See, all of you repeat it. Bhautikanam cha bhavanam Shakti hrasam cha tatkritam Ashraddadhanan nisatvan Durmedhan hrasitayushah Durbaghamscha janan vikshya Munir divyena chakshusha Sarva varna shramanam yad Vadhyau hitam amodhadrit. See, Bhautikanam cha bhavanam. All the things that are everything made up of matter and action. Shakti hrasam. Everything was losing its potency in Kali Yuga. Food is not very nourishing in Kali Yuga. Similarly, you find that people have very weak bodies and weak bones also. Similarly, you find that all the things, they were very potent before. As Kali Yuga starts, things become very weak. Even the material things. And then he says that Ashraddadhanan, people are becoming very faithless. How do you know people are faithless? Everybody is driven after sense gratification. People are eat, drink and be merry culture is increasing everywhere. When I had gone for installing Bhagavatam in one house in one of the IT areas in Pune, I told them where is your altar? I asked them. They said, we don't have altar yet. They have got married, they're a couple, which is like the pivotal place in the house. Everything revolves around the Lord. The Lord is supposed to be placed in that place, and every day you offer Him flowers, you offer Him fruits, you lit up the lamp, bow down to Him in the early morning, and then you recite some Bhagavad Gita shlokas in front of Him. And everyone in the family knows that this is the place we have to come and bow down and take some spiritual energy, strength, and then go and do your day's work. So it is very well known, but now people are becoming very dull in spirituality because they are simply becoming money-minded. So because of that, Ashraddhadhanan, Nisatwan, impatient due to want of the mode of goodness. Nisatwan means becoming irritated for small things, even fighting over trivial things. Like, he says, love at first sight and divorce at first fight. Like that, for little things, going for divorce and fighting, creating a very unpleasant atmosphere at home. Not patient, not tolerant, not humble. This is Nisatvan. Durmedhan, dull-witted. Medha means intelligence. Durmedhan means no intelligence to discriminate what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what is beneficial, what is harmful. Not be able to discriminate. Like, even educated families, sometimes the children come from the school and they go straight to the fridge on a hot summer day and take a bottle of water, they drink. Is it good to drink chilled water from the fridge? It's very harmful for the health, isn't it? And then look at the way people eat food, pastries and pasta and Manchurian, and many of the items are dead items. Dead items means tamaguni items. Items which are kept for many days. I heard that they got one cake from, not cake, I think, hamburger, I think, from the, they have this McDonald's hamburger. So one fellow kept it on the table, it remained for 1 year without getting spoiled. Well, what does that mean for 1 year? That means so much preservatives are there. That means if you put in your belly, it will remain as it is. You can imagine. So you can see people are eating with preservatives, and you can keep it in the top, I think. People are eating foods which are not at all healthy, just for the titillation of the tongue, for the satisfaction of the tongue. So, Durmedan, they are dull. So, not only in terms of eating, everything. Like for example, there are students who are wearing the same jeans for 6 months without washing, until it starts stinking. So actually, when you come to Krishna consciousness movement, what happens? When you come to Krishna consciousness movement, you are taught to wear fresh dress every day, isn't it? Wash the clothes, and daily morning you should wear a fresh dress. You don't wear the same dress for the second time. Just as when you eat in a plate, you wash the plate, and then you eat. Otherwise, you don't eat in the same plate over and over. Same dress you don't wear over and over again. So that means whatever dress people wear, actually the dress is for covering the body, which is a kind of human civilization. Animals don't cover their body. They don't have that good sense. Trees, animals. But modern time people don't cover their body. People are exposing their body. Do you think they're very poor? They can't cover? Not that they're poor. In fact, richest of the people don't cover. Isn't it? You can see the kind of dress people wear, the kind of food they eat, the kind of dealings with one another they do. Disloyalty to partners, leading to divorces, and the employer-employee relationships, even in the companies, becomes very superficial and official and money-minded and goal-oriented, use and throw type of relationship, which causes tremendous distrust in relationships. And distrust makes your heart very weak and vulnerable. You need a strong heart which is based on trust. Like you can see that even small children, I had one, I'll just show you one picture, you will understand it. If you see that, you will. You see this picture, this Mataji, with her two little daughters. They look pretty confident, na? Isn't it? Look at their face, what a beaming smile, and pretty confident. They are not rich people. Huh? Look at the right side picture, the lady and the husband, you see. You know, they appear pretty rich people, isn't it? But is there any happiness on the face? So, trust actually gives inner strength. Here there is a lack of trust. There, the children with the mother, she's just a flower seller. Very simple family. So, when we live by the Vedic principles, we can have a very happy family. But without that, simply money-mindedness causes so much of. That's what he is saying. Durmedhan, dull-witted means people don't know where to invest. Very dull. Although they may have a lot of money in their pocket, they make their lives miserable. Durmedhan, no good intelligence. What they eat, what they dress, how they sleep. The daytime they are stressed. The night time they have, many people have insomnia. They have to consume tablets. So that's Durmedhan. Harasita, Ayushaha. Their lifespan is reduced due to consuming plastics. Due to consuming so much of junk food and so many different type of things. Suddenly somebody gets a massive heart attack. He's just 42. You wonder what happened. Such a young person suddenly passed away. That is because nobody can predict now what disease will come in which age. Nobody can predict. Generally people think that after you cross 60, 70, you get some complications in the body. Now even very young people get complications now. That is because of the lifestyle, habits. Like you see youngsters have 3 shifts nowadays, correct? First week, first shift, then second week, second shift. What kind of life is that? Biological clock will go for a toss. It cannot understand what this fellow is doing. That's why he's saying, Rasita Ayushaha, Durbhagan cha. Very unlucky people. The people in Kali Yuga. Why unlucky? Because they have lot of material goods surrounding them, but they can't be happy with them. They may be living in tall towers, but their mind is very mean-minded, very low-minded. They may have broad roads, but narrow-minded. Like there is a poem. Roads are very broad, but minds are very narrow. The skyscrapers are very tall, but their charitable nature is very short. Something like that. So people are very selfish. Janan, people in general. Vikshya. So Vyasa saw that. Muni, divyena chakshusha. By transcendental vision, he could easily foresee what is about to come in future in Kali Yuga. Therefore, he said all the varna and ashramana, yadadhyo, hitam, amogadrak. He had a spotless vision. So he understood that till now the Vedic literature has been coming in word of mouth. Now in parampara. In the dawn of creation, Lord Vishnu, when he creates this material world, the beauty of Lord Vishnu giving the knowledge to Brahma, if you carefully study that in the 3rd canto, you will read, 2nd and 3rd canto. Brahma was the first created living being. How did he create? When Lord Vishnu created a lotus from his navel, in that lotus there were millions of shining particles, which are jivas, all of us. But amongst them he chose one leader. Who is that? Brahma. And his body is made up of intelligence, brilliant personality, with 4 heads. So, and Lord thought, I will delegate all the work to him. He will do the rest of the work in the universe and I will just supervise. Which means we all have to learn delegation also. Parents should learn to delegate the work to the children so that they can be in samadhi peacefully when they grow up. And if you micromanage, then they get frustrated. So the Lord wanted to check Brahma's qualification before delegation. So what he did, when Brahma was sitting in the lotus seat, he was wondering, it was all pitch dark all around. He was wondering, who am I? Why am I born here? What is my duty? What am I supposed to do? He knew nothing. Everything was like dark, enveloped by darkness. Then he got off from the lotus seat and came down the stem. That stem is like the pivot of the universe, and then all the planetary systems, 14 planetary systems are arranged around it. When he came to the bottom of the stem, that is the navel of Vishnu. He stood there and looked around, still he couldn't see anything. Can you imagine? This goes to show, even if you are standing in the navel of the Lord and seeing, if you are not enlightened, you cannot see the Lord. You see, all of us are looking at the nature around. Morning you go to the garden, you find the flowers are blossoming. And every flower has a unique color. Every flower has a unique orientation. You see the jasmine, it is small but very fragrant. Look at the sunflower, it is big, large and very attractive beauty. Look at the lotus, look at the lily. Look at the different flowers. Every flower has its own unique features. The fragrance and the colors, pigment of different colors and everything. How are such wonderful things coming? Somebody may say, oh, why do you bring in God? It's all coming from nature. See, nature is only an instrument to bring these things. For example, you see cone ice cream coming from an ice cream machine. Is a machine producing cone ice cream? Can any machine produce cone ice cream? Some owner has purchased a machine and kept it, and he prepares that, whatever you call it, cream or something. And then the cone ice cream is made and given to you. So there is a man who uses the device or instrument to make the cone ice cream and give you. Similarly, all these flowers are coming, fruits are coming. They are all wonderful creations, but material nature is the device or instrument. Just like you all might have seen, a pot shop has varieties of pots arrayed. You have seen that? Some are tall pots, some are short pots, some are stout ones, some are like plate type of thing. Different things. Some are small pulladi, small ones. So there are many varieties are there. But then you wonder, where are these pots coming from? Somebody may say they are coming from the wheel. Don't you see that? The wheel is rotating and one by one parts are coming. It's true. It's coming from the wheel. But is the wheel producing all this on its own? There is a kumhar, potter. He has to move his hand this way, that way, and then he makes one pot and then he dries it and then he keeps it for selling. So God is the potter and the material nature is the wheel and the parts are like all of our bodies, 8.4 million species. It's all produced. So he is the creator. For example, like Prabhuji was playing Kartal very beautifully. Will you say that, oh, Kartal sound was so good? Will you say? Or Prabhuji played Kartal very nicely? Which one you will say? Correct, no? Prabhuji played that. Somebody is playing harmonium, very rhythmically, I am singing. Somebody exactly played. So will you appreciate the person playing harmonium? Or will you appreciate, oh, harmonium sound was very good, will you say? Person, is it not true? Similarly, in the nature we find, nature has produced many things we are seeing that. Should you appreciate the nature or the Supreme Person who is using the nature as an instrument to produce all these things? Is it not true? Does it make sense or not? Yeah. Like you come to somebody's house, like you see here, very beautifully arranged showcase. So this Mataji has a sense of artistic sense, isn't it? She didn't keep that cupboard empty. There is proof, show that. Show that cupboard. I am talking about the cupboard. So, I think there are different avatars are there. She's got many nice dolls and avatars and kept. So if somebody comes to her house and sits in the drawing room here, if Mataji is a little busy also, no problem. She has given them some homework to do. And they will see and find out who is who, everything. Correct, no? So then you understand that this house is beautiful. Look at the wall. She could have made a plain white wall. Is it not true? All of you notice the wall, you see some design? Correct, no? What does the design show you? Don't look at the design shows her intelligence. Because she could have simply made a plain white wall, but she has made some very beautiful design. Everywhere look around, something artistic is there. Correct, no? In the same manner, in the world you are born here, are there some interesting things or nothing interesting in the world? What do you think?
Very interesting.
Such a world with such variety. There is such a look at the puppies, how beautiful they are. Look at the small baby elephants, how beautiful they look. Look at the newborn baby with the pinkish hands and legs, how beautiful the child looks, isn't it? Look at the flowers, look at the tasty fruits. You are not only looking at them, you are also tasting them also. You can taste the different type of juices. Look at the rainbow, look at the Grand Canyon, look at the Himalayas. So when you look at all these things, you know that these are all marvelous, exciting creations, but behind these creations there is a supreme creator of all these things. So that's what, when he thought that, when Lord Vishnu created Brahma actually couldn't make any sense of it because everything was pitch dark at that time. He came back and sat in the seat. And while he was wondering, the Lord spoke to him with a sound. Tapa, he said. And he also revealed the meaning of tapa to him in the heart. Tapa means austerity. Austerity means the voluntary acceptance of some suffering for long-lasting happiness. That's the meaning of tapasya. Just like in the roads, they put, sometimes half the road is blocked for preparing a better road. Then they put a board there, temporary inconvenience for permanent convenience. You've seen that? But I really wonder whether it is permanent. Here, correct, no? Road will go on for some years. After that again there will be one more temporary inconvenience. Is it not true? But in spiritual life, tapodevyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhyet yasmat brahma saukyam tu anantam. He says, tapodevyam, we should do divya tapasya. Divya tapasya means divine austerity. If all of us do divine austerities, then the divine austerity has a nature to purify the heart. When the heart is purified, then one will actually get a vision to see the Lord. That was the plan of Lord Vishnu giving him the instruction to do tapas. And the Lord also revealed the Kama Gayatri mantra to him. And then Brahma started chanting the Gayatri mantra continuously for 100 celestial years. And after he opened his eyes, immediately all the darkness cleared. And he could clearly get the vision of Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, which was pinkish lotus feet with a bluish leg. And then he saw the ankle belts, and he saw the dhoti, golden color dhoti, and jeweled belt. And then he saw the chest of the Lord with Srivatsa Chinna, Kaustubha jewel and Vaijayanti mala. And he saw the 4 bluish arms, and the Lord's shark-shaped earring glittering in his ears. The Lord smiling, beautiful face with mukut and kasturi tilakam on his forehead, and semi-closed eyes with a beautiful beaming smile on his face. And the shark-shaped earrings were reflecting on his shining cheeks. And the teeth of the Lord was what color? Don't say white. White everybody knows. Teeth are white only. But they were rosy by the splendor of the lips. So when he saw this beautiful personality, Lord Brahma was completely satisfied. And that Lord Vishnu came in front of Brahma and picked up his 2 hands and shook his hands. That is the first handshake of the universe. The Lord congratulated him. Well done, Brahma. You have succeeded in your penance. After that, all the managers in the company shake the hands of their subordinates. You ask them, why are you shaking hands? They say, I don't know. You don't know. Go to Srimad Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam, Lord shook the hands first. People don't even know why they shake hands. It's coming from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord is the first person to shake the hand of Brahma and congratulate him. So, handshake is the meaning of congratulations. So, Lord gave him congratulations. How? Because Lord told him that you did the penance exactly the way I wanted, and you have got a vision of me now. Transcendental vision, appreciation. So, the Lord told him, you have perfected your life now. I will give you a vision of the Vaikuntha planets. So he gave a vision of how the Vaikuntha looks like. All the residents of Vaikuntha were having 400 form. The men were exactly looking like Vishnu, but they were all Vishnu Dutas. And the women, it is said the men were like, bluish clouds. And the women were like lightning. You will see the blue cloud and lightning together, correct, in the sky. So the women were having spotless beauty. Now no limbs of their body had any defect. In this world you will find sometimes a person is looking beautiful from a distance. When he comes near, the squint eyes. You see that, isn't it? Or somebody has a beautiful face, but the whole body, you see, body is very fat and the face only is beautiful. But in the spiritual world, everybody had spotless beauty, men, women, everybody. And they all had transcendental bodies. They're flying in airplanes, rendering different services to the Lord, singing, and various, making garlands, offering to Lord, and various types of activities. Katha, Ganam, Natyam, Kavanam, Shivamshi, he saw all that. And Brahma was thrilled. And all living beings are all inauspicious there. I mean, no inauspiciousness there. The inauspiciousness is driven out by, the inauspicious, the heart of the living entities is driven out by the presence of the Lord. There is one word used there. Vasanti yatra purushaha sarve vaikuntha murtayah animitta nimittena dharmena aradayan harim. It says that animitta nimittena means they all only do service to the Lord and they do not do anything for sense gratification, which is inauspicious. So they are only inclined to loving and serving the Lord. They are not envious of one another. There is no competition there. They all consider everybody to be better than themselves. They are all pure-hearted. Brahma was amazed to see that world. So that was revelation of the spiritual world. So Lord gave appreciation, Lord gave revelation, and the Lord also gave him a responsible position. Lord told him, now I make you the leader of this universe. You are the unit head of this Brahmanda. You run this Brahmanda now. And then the Lord told him that secondary creation you have to do. And Lord gave him benediction. Do you want any benediction? So Brahma asked some benedictions also. The Lord assured him that if you follow my instructions, you will never fall down. If you always remember me. Although Brahma was a little fearful, when I am undertaking this project, I may also come across auspicious and inauspicious living entities. I should not get dragged by their association. Like sometimes you preach and bring new people, but new people bring problems. And when you hear the problems, it may be contaminating problems sometimes. Sometimes they throw contamination in your head and they run away. And then in the name of solving that problem, you have to take that headache. Just like children's problem become parents' problem. Correct, no? Similarly, the one whom you are preaching to, their problem becomes the preacher's problem also. So Brahmaji is creating, so Brahma requested the Lord to protect him, and Lord assured him protection. So in this way, and then Brahma asked, but how do I do my creation? I have no knowledge. Lord said, that you don't have to worry, I will give you the knowledge. So in this way, the Lord became father of Brahma, the Lord became guru of Brahma, the Lord became counselor of Brahma, all three. How the Lord became father of Brahma? Because Brahma was born from the navel of Vishnu. So he is the father of Brahma. And Lord gave him guidance by giving him the Vedic knowledge. Take this Vedic knowledge and give it down to all the living beings. So that means Lord became Guru. He became a Guru of Brahma and gave him the knowledge. That's what that verse said. Here, if you see here, see the second line. Tene Brahma Hrida Ya Adi Kavaye. This Adi Kavaye is Brahma, the first personality. Adi Kavaye thought. Hrida means in his heart. In Brahma's heart, Adi Kavaye's heart. In that heart, what he gave? Tene Brahma. This is the Vedic wisdom. Lord gave the Brahma Vidya, or Brahma Jnana, the knowledge of the Vedas. He placed it in the heart of Adi Kavi Brahma, it is mentioned. And then Brahma handed it over to Narada. Narada gave it to Vyasa. It was coming down in desertic land. And this knowledge was handed over. Till then it was only word of mouth. There was nothing written from the dawn of creation. But 5,000 years ago, when Vedavyasa saw the situation of the world, he thought Kali Yuga is starting now. People will have such low remembrance, low memory. Even if you tell them a mobile number, they have to take a pen and pad and note down. They can't remember anything. See, in my school days, I remember we used to do logarithmic calculations we used to make. But after this thing came, calculators, everybody would start going for that. Similarly, in our school days, we used to have this mathematic tables, no? 2, 1, sa, 2, 2, 2, sa, correct, no? We do that rhythmically, all the tables. Now, if you ask anyone, what is 2 into 62? 2 into 16. Immediately say, wait a minute, I'll take the calculator. For small things also, they have calculator. Now that we have this ChatGPT, AI and all have come, this circumvents your, creative abilities. Like you have a project in hand, and here is the end product to be produced. Ideally speaking, this project problem, it is supposed to go to your head. You're supposed to analytically do thinking. After producing some results, you have to do critical thinking also. Critical thinking means try to find fault in your own good work that you already done, and how I can improve upon it. First you do something based on your intelligence, then you do critical thinking. And then after that you come up with more creative, innovative solutions to the problems that arise in the course of doing it. Consult some 3-4 people, synthesize what they have told you, analyze, evaluate, synthesize, all these things. Who is supposed to do? ChatGPT? Who is supposed to do? I am supposed to do. When you do that, then you grow. Is it not true? Whereas now you circumvent all these things. Here is the problem. You give the whole task to ChatGPT and then it does and gives you the end product. So we remain a dull head. And that is happening nowadays. So, in this way, the Kali Yuga Jivas are subtler and subtler problems are arising in the universe now. In the world we are living in. Kali Yuga is getting very degraded in that sense. So, although actually initially man thought we can actually create machines so that they will do the work and we can be little more relaxed, correct now? Like for example, I have seen my mother taking a fan and doing this for my father when we are eating prasad. Father, myself, my sisters, we all would sit and eat together at least 2 times a day, morning and night. And my mother would be fanning the father. Now after this fan comes, so that service is finished. You throw away that fan. Just put on the fan. And I have seen my mother doing this also. What do you call it? The grinder. Chaki and stuff. And also this one, silpata. You seen that? And they are all made of rocks, stones. It will be very heavy. When we are small children, sometimes we try to do, our finger gets caught in between. It will be very heavy. Even you can't even move it also. And she had that strength to move it, and she had the strength to do it. Now you put everything in the done it is. So that's why everybody is very weak in Kali Yuga. And then you go to a gym, and then the gym fellow says, do like this, do like this. That he says. Anyway, they were already doing. Is it not true? So funny it is, Kali Yuga. Now, because all these devices are now circumventing your thinking and intelligence, then parents want to put the children in special courses. My son is so dull, I want to send him for something so that he'll become a little more innovative, creative, then join some course. Such a foolish idea it is. So if you think very deeply, that is why the Kali Yuga souls are considered foolish. Grossly, subtly foolish. So that's why Vedas thought that we should put it in writing. It should not be word of mouth. They can't remember. Like when we were learning this Vedic mantras also, we were never given any paper or book or anything. They would recite, Guru will recite, we have to recite. Hare Om, he will say once and you recite 3 times. Sham no mitra sham varunaha, sham no bhavat paryamam, sham na indro brihaspatihi, sham no vishnu vidukramaha, namaste vayo, tvamevam pratyaksham brahmasi, tvamevam pratyaksham brahma vadishyami, ritam vadishyami, satyam vadishyami, tanma vavatu, tat bhaktaram avatu, avatu mam, avatu bhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have never seen this text anytime, but we heard and memorized it. So hearing and memorizing is much powerful. It goes very deep into our subconscious mind than only seeing. So that's why our Vedic path is called as a Shruta Ikshita path. You have to hear and then see the truth. Hear from the Guru and then see the Balaram. Like for example, Brahma himself heard Tapa. And then he heard the Kama Gayatri mantra. After chanting, then his eyes became open. He got the spiritual vision to see the world around. So, in this way, one has to hear from a Guru and not make arguments right in the beginning. One should hear, and gradually one will become enlightened. Then all arguments will come to a halt. They will end. No more questions. Then one gets into sadhana practice, a convinced personality. So, in this way, Vedas wanted to put it in writing, everything. And while writing, he wrote the Puranas, Vedas, Upanishads, Vedangas. And then after writing everything, finally he thought, oh, now the Vedic literature has become very exhaustive. So much. And Kali Yuga people don't have a long age also. Will they be able to read all this? For example, if you want to read the 4 Vedas, it will take 40 to 50 years of your life. And not only that, you may read all the Vedas, but you may not come to the conclusion of the Vedas. Vedeshcha sarvair Hare 15.15 Krishna says, after studying all the Vedas, you should come to the conclusion that Vasudeva is everything. Correct? Which is very rare that a person comes to this. Like Vrindavan Prabhupada saw 2 Panditas were there with turbans. He called to both of them and asked, can you please tell me who is ultimate God? They looked at each other and said, Swamiji, how can you ask such a deep question in a simple manner? If you want to talk about the ultimate God, it's a very big discussion. It will take 3-4 hours for us to tell you. Absolute truth is Anirvachaniya, all those things they were saying. Then Prabhupada called one Gurukul boy who was playing. Yeah, the Gurukul boy. My dear boy, who is God? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he said. And Prabhupada took one mithai and gave him, okay, take this prasad and go. And Prabhupada said, what you don't know, this one small kid knows. Just see. So and then Prabhupada said, why? Because you have not taken shelter of a guru to learn the truth. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshana. Once Jadrani Mataji was doing a drawing. Suddenly she got a question, whether the super soul is standing or sitting or reclining. Because Vishnu has been seen in all these poses. There is a sitting Vishnu also. There is a reclining Vishnu in the Adishesha. There is a standing Vishnu also, like Guru Vairappan is standing. She was wondering which way I should draw. So he asked some devotees in the neighborhood. They said, sorry, we don't know, they said. And everybody told her, say, why don't you ask Prabhupada? Prabhupada will know it. So she went to Prabhupada and asked him, Swamiji, when Prabhupada arrived in the evening, she asked him, can you please tell me, is Lord standing or sitting in the heart? Prabhupada said, that will take you 10,000 lifetimes to know, he said. She said, really, I have to wait for that? Prabhupada said, you don't have to wait, because you now got a Vaishnava Guru. Now I can tell you, Lord is standing, go and draw now. I said, So, we have, just like in a lift, if you're bored, 100-story building, you can just go zoom straight. You don't have to go through the staircase. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, ultimately come to Bhakti Yoga. Whereas Bhakti Yoga directly takes you. It's called a one-stroke method. So Vedavyas thought that, after putting all these Puranas, Vedas, everything in writing, there was a dilemma. How people are going to study all these things, exhaustive things, and they should not come to some wrong conclusion. And here there is one problem also. He Vedavyas became little unhappy also. I'll tell you why he became unhappy after writing all these things. Please repeat this. Shimva Bhagavata Dharma Na Prayena Nirupitaha Priyah Paramahamsanam Tayevahi Achyuta Priyaha. Is the translation? One of you? Yeah, read the translation.
This may be because I did not specifically point out the devotional service of the Lord, which is dear both to perfect beings and to the infallible Lord.
Yeah. So, he himself could arrive at this. Can you imagine? See, if any of you have problem in your life, before you go to your superior, you should sit calmly and take a pad and pen and think about, why am I suffering? What's my problem? Did I do anything wrong which is causing some uneasiness in my heart? One should contemplate and think and write down. And then when you go to your senior, it will be very helpful. You are getting some inputs from the senior would be very helpful. Here Vedavyas saw that I have written Mahabharata, Ramayana, Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads. After writing everything, I am not feeling happiness, I am feeling morose. If I am feeling morose, how will the people who read all these things will become happy? How can I make them happy? So what did I do wrong? He was wondering. And then he So Narada is reaching. Now what Narada will say, you will see. I'll show you. Narada also will tell you. Yeah, read this one. Shri Narada Uvacha Bhavatanudita Prajam Yasho Bhagavato Amalam Yenaivaso Natushyeta Manyeta Darshanam Khilam. Is that translation, please?
You have hardly.
Huh? Who said that? Who is saying that?
Sri Narada.
Sri Narada said, yes?
Sri Narada said, you have hardly broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of the personality of Godhead. That philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered worthless.
Mm-hmm. So Narada said like this. So what Narada told him, I will explain to you a little bit, it will become clear about this. Narada told him, you have written the literature so vast, there are two problems in your literature, he told him. One problem is, say for example, if you take Mahabharata, when Vyasa wrote the history of greater India, very exhaustive he wrote. His idea was, when he talk about the Kauravas and Pandavas, many people are very much interested in politics. Is it not true? Imagine, you say that there is a book which has got two great royal clans coming together in the Kauravas, Pandavas. They have a clash. Brothers are having a fight. In India also you have seen in roads sometimes there is a fight, lot of people gather. And everybody likes to watch who is saying what to other. And then whether he is catching the collar and slapping, beating. People watch, they don't stop also. People like to watch fights. Fights are interesting for some people, correct? No? So he thought that, Vedas thought, as they would read this Mahabharata, I am telling in great detail of what exactly happened in the greater India. As they read, come to the point where the war is about to take place. That's a climax point, correct? No? In that climax, what is there? Bhagavad Gita is there. That Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita. So definitely people will read Bhagavad Gita and become enlightened. He thought like that. And another thing that people are interested is man-woman related things people are very interested. And in the Sabha, where Yudhishthira Maharaj lost everything, and ultimately he even staked his wife also, where Draupadi was brought in the assembly, she was not ready to come. When Pratikamin servant was sent, she wasn't ready to come. But then Yudhishthira called for her and then she came. But in the public assembly, such a great woman as Draupadi was about to be insulted by Duryodhana, who spoke very inauspicious words. He told her, now that you have become mine, he slapped his thigh and said, come and sit on my thigh. Seeing that, Bhima got so angry, he shouted loudly, you foolish, sinful wretch Duryodhana, the same thighs on which you are slapping and asking Draupadi to sit, I will break it into pieces, he said. And then he told Dushasana to disrobe her. And Bhima took a vow, I will take out your heartless fellow, I will take out your heart. He had no heart, Dushasana. So many of the Pandavas took vows like that. And then when she was about to be disrobed in the public without getting any help, at that time she depended on Krishna completely, isn't it? See, Krishna is so kind. See, one time Draupadi is giving Krishna some fruits to eat. When he cut it, there was a drop of blood and Draupadi immediately tore the end of her saree. And Krishna said, oh, such a costly saree, you tore the end of your saree to tie my fingers. Draupadi, I have to reciprocate back with the cloth that you have given me. Like that he says, see? Read it, what he says, one of you.
Today, Draupadi, I am indebted to you, and when the time comes, I will pay you back for each and every thread. Sri Krishna to Draupadi.
Yeah. And then when she was in trouble like this, in the Kaurava court, she was trying to bite the cloth with her teeth. or hold it with her hands as tightly as possible. That was actually impossible for her. And then she cried out, Hey Krishna, Hey Govinda, Hey Gopijana Vallabha, Hey Dwarakavasen. And then Krishna supplied her unlimited sari and protected her man. So, Vedavyas thought this is a very, very important scene. Is it not true? Because she's depending on Lord Govinda and she's taking shelter, and in this way her man was protected. So, he thought that these are two very important points in Mahabharata. One of Draupadi taking shelter of Krishna and getting unlimited clothes. So much so that Dushasana actually, was wondering, is her body made up of only sari? Is it sari kanari, narika sari? He was thinking like that. And he fell unconscious. So, in this way, Vedavyas thought that people will ultimately surrender to Krishna. And they will also hear the Bhagavad Gita and become enlightened. But Narada said, what kind of book is this? Such a bulky book. It's like, mixing some hing in the ocean. If you put some one box of hing in the ocean, will you be able to get the smell of hing anywhere? Similarly, these two small sections of Mahabharata, it's so bulky book you have written, giving all the history, containing politics and wars, people quarreling, fighting, everything. But unfortunately, people like that masala more. Which masala? The wars, politics, these kind of things people read Mahabharata, they miss out the essence. This is one thing Narada told him. Another thing, you have unnecessarily highlighted the qualities in goodness. For example, Karna is appreciated as a Danavir, correct, no? In the Mahabharata, if you see. Nala and Damayanti are glorified for their virtuous lifestyle. Like that, there are dozens of mundane qualities glorified without connection to Krishna. So then many living beings are going to capture those mundane qualities as if they are more important than Krishna consciousness also. Correct, no? This is another mistake Narada said. And the third one, what Vedavyas thought, if I tell people to become Krishna conscious and go back to spiritual world, they will run away. It is difficult to get people for that. You all know that. But I will give some allurement to people in such a manner that they will first come here and slowly I will give Krishna consciousness. I will go for some bridging topics. What is the bridging topic? He said, if you want good health, go to Surya. If you want education, go to Saraswati. If you want to marry, you go to Shiva, Parvati, like that. If you have some obstacles in your life, go to Ganesha. Jape Ganapati Stotram, Shadbirmasam Palam Labet, Vidyarthi Labate, Vidyam Putrarthi Labate, Putram Moksharthi Labate. Gatim, like that, you go to different devatas and they can provide you different things. So he thought this is a very attractive offer because most living entities, are they looking for material goods or liberation? Which one? Material goods, 99% of the people. Like, anybody you will see in India, typically, they go to temple and say, oh God, please pass my examination. Okay. Oh God, now you give me a job. Oh God, please give me a promotion. Oh God, you get me married. I'm married, I don't have a child for 5 years, please give me a child. People keep going. In fact, only when they have problems, they go. Correct, no? So Vedavyas thought the best way to attract the maximum people is to give them material benedictions like this. And he thought, when they come for this, slowly we can tell them you should go for liberation. So from dharma they will come to artha. When they get artha, they will enjoy kama. When they are frustrated, they will go for moksha. And then they will get bhakti also. But the problem is many people go to Devata temples and get material benedictions and keep quiet. They get stuck up. They don't progress further. This is another problem, he says. And now Vedavyas has understood everything. Now Narada told him. And Vedavyas said, this is the reason I am very unhappy. Given I'm writing the vast literature. Now my Guruji, tell me what I should do. And Narada told him, now you write that literature where you don't hide anything. Give the direct truth without compromise. What is the direct truth that is coming in the Bhagavatam? I'll show you in a verse. All of you repeat this. Vasudeva Paraveda.
Vasudeva Paraveda.
Vasudeva Paramakhaha.
Vasudeva Paramakhaha.
Vasudeva para yoga. Vasudeva para kriyaha. Vasudeva param jnanam. Vasudeva param tapaha. Vasudeva paro dharmo. Vasudeva paragatihi. Who is Vasudeva? Vas plus Dev is Vasudeva. Vas means to live. Dev means Lord. The Lord who lives in your heart is called
Vasudeva.
Or Vasudev Putra is also Vasudeva. Janaka's Putri is called Janaki. Like that, Vasudev's Putra is Vasudeva. And Jnani is also come to Vasudeva not in the beginning. They think God is impersonal. And then Bahunam Janmanamante. With what understanding? Vasudeva Sarvanati. Correct, no? Then they come to Vasudeva. Just like somebody asking you, can you please tell me how the nose looks like? It is the nose, you may say. They say, how it can be so simple? You know, it must be something very complicated. They say, I will only find out how the nose looks like. Then they say, is it the nose? Neti, not this. Is it the nose? No. Is it the nose? No. And then after long, and Bahunam Janmanamati, then they come, now I found out this is the nose. That's what jnanis do. They go a roundabout way and then finally they come to the truth. But bhaktas, they accept the teachings of Guru in the Vaishnava Guru Parampara. Guru says, this is Krishna, they accept Krishna. And they don't have to go in a roundabout way to understand Vasudeva. Correct, no? So, here it says Vasudeva Paraveda. After studying all the Vedas, you should come to the conclusion, Vedasya Sarvai. Vasudeva is all that is. Correct, no? And then Vasudeva Para Makha. Makha means performing yajna. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham Agnir, what he says? Aham Kratur, Aham Yajna Swadaham Aham Aushadam, Mantro Aham Evajyam, Aham Agnir, Aham Hutam, Pita Hamasya Jagato Mata Dhata Pita Mahaha, Vedyam Pavitram Omkaram, Rik Sama Yajure Vacha. He's saying, I am the Rik Sama Yajur, all the Vedas. Aham, he's saying, Aham Kratu, Aham Yajna. He's saying the Yajna Kund is me. The fire of the Yajna Kund is tongue of Vishnu, that is also me. The ghee that you are offering is also me. And the mantras you are ucharan you are doing, that has come from me only. And the goal of all Yajna is Tushti of Vishnu, which is also me. In this way, Brahmanas, don't get stuck in the rituals and pujas and everything. Don't forget me, who is the ultimate goal of all your Yajnas. Vasudeva Para Makha, he says. Makha means Yajna. The third he says, Vasudeva Para Yoga. See, the word yoga comes from yuj. Yuj means to connect. Connect what? The jiva should learn to connect with Lord through a spiritual process which is called yoga. For example, you are not expected to renounce the world. You are not expected to enjoy the world. You are supposed to connect everything to Krishna. That is the way. For example, you eat food, connect to Krishna and then only eat sanctified food. You build a house, make an altar, worship the Lord and sanctify the house. Anything you do, connect with the Lord. Lord is teaching that. Connect through seva. So in this way, yoga means actually connect. But nowadays many people are doing yogasanas, but they just don't know the goal of yoga. Iyengar ji, a very famous Iyengar, internationally acclaimed Iyengar, he told the Parapuja Radhanath Swami that you are very fortunate, although you were born in America, at the age of 19 you came to India and you joined the Vaishnava Parampara. Now last 50 years you are serving a Vaishnava Guru. Your life, I consider it more blessed than mine, he said. I was there when he was speaking. And Radhanath Swami said, no, you come in Iyengar, you are coming in Ramanuja's line. You are very blessed and your yogasanas you are teaching has gone all over the world. And because of that, people have got some connection to the Vedic lifestyle through the yoga, like that he said. And then he said, people think yogasana means just do pranayama and yoga for a good health, people think. He said that's not the goal. Beyond the first 4 steps of yama, niyama, pranayama, pratyahara, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, then there is pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Many people don't know about that. He said, I'm going to write a book called The Core Yoga. Now I'm getting old, he said. At the time he was 92. So within the next 3 years he published the book, and 95 he left the world. Fortunately the book is out now. It's called Core Yoga. In that book towards the end you will see, which he had told us when I had met him, to Maharaj, he was telling, that I am going to clearly mention to people that The goal of yoga is to see Vishnu in the heart. Dhyana vasthita tadgatena manasa pashyantiyam yogino. Yogi means you have to see Lord Vishnu in your heart and develop reverence and respect and affection for him. That's the goal of yoga. Therefore we say, yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam sameyuktatamo mata. The best yogi is one who has come to the point of accepting Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna as the Supreme Lord and becomes his devotee. And Vasudeva para kriya. Kriya means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all the four. See, Brahmans represent the head in the society, Kshatriyas represent the shoulders and hands, and Vaishyas represent the economy, the belly, and Shudras represent the legs. So these four combined together forms a social body. Why Brahmanas are head? Brahmanas can give vision to the society. They can, hear, listen very well to people. They can smell the grievances. They can give advice with the mouth. And they have the brain to guide the society. That's why Brahmanas are head. Why Kshatriya is hands and shoulders? If some object falls on you, you can stop it with your two hands. Isn't it? Or somebody comes to slap you, you can slap also. You have a hand with it. Isn't it? And Kshatriya means protection. Right? No? So that's why this one. And then Vaishya, belly. Because belly supplies energy to the whole body. The economy is required. Vaishyas give charity to Brahmins and tax to Kshatriyas, and then Shudras they give food, clothing, shelter, isn't it? And then finally, Shudras, the leg. They are actually, the leg carries the other three. The leg carries the belly and the shoulder and the head. Similarly, the Shudras actually assist the other three. That's why it's a social body, we say. So that is Kriya. So all these four people should offer the fruits to whom? To Vasudeva. Vasudeva para Kriyaha. When they offer the fruits, their lives attain perfection. And then Vasudeva param jnanam. After cultivating all the knowledge, the perfection of knowledge is to become a devotee of Krishna. Vasudeva param tapaha. Like Brahma performed tapasya to attain Lord Vasudeva's devotion. And Vasudeva paro dharma. There are many dharmas. Matra dharma, Pitra dharma, Atiti dharma, Stri dharma, Varna dharma, Ashrama dharma. They are like branches of a tree. And the root of the tree is paro dharma, which is love of God. So, love for Lord Vasudeva, Lord Krishna, when you do that, then love God, love all. You can love all the jivas by that. That is paro dharma. And ultimately Vasudeva para gatihi. He is the ultimate destination for the Jews. So this conclusion you should emphasize by writing Srimad Bhagavatam. So then Vedavyas wrote the whole Bhagavatam. Here he did not adulterate it with anything else. Clearly he taught Lord, the devotee and the devotion between the two. That is the main emphasis of Srimad Bhagavatam. When he wrote the literature, Narada was very happy and the whole world came to know what the truth is. Like for example, you go to a college to give a seminar. If you give a seminar on life after death, you get 40-50 boys. You give a seminar on stress management, you get 200 boys. Because everybody is stressed out. But in stress management, whole thing you talk about stress, finally you say chant one Mahamantra, that's all. No, you don't talk anything spiritual. Everything is mundane. Whereas when you talk about life after death, you can talk so much about the Atma, the transmigration, and importance of ABCD and all that, isn't it? So if you give directly spiritual, people run away. If you give bridging topics, mind management, stress management and all those things, then people come. But then the problem is they will ultimately not get the essence. Is it not so? From the bridge you should bring them to the actual truth. Correct? No? Therefore, Narada told, there are people who are ready to take the direct knowledge also. They are sincere enough. Therefore you give Bhagavatam, he said. So, in this way, yeah. Now, I am going to conclude the class with telling you the brief meaning of this word. Janmadhyasya yataha means, Janma means birth, and then samhar means destruction, everything, isn't it? And then also portion, maintenance. All these things originates from one Supreme Lord Vasudeva. So, Om is often thought of by people as an impersonal representation, correct, no? And Namo means Namaskar. Bhagavate means that Lord who has 6 opulences. He is the most beautiful, most rich, most knowledgeable, and most, what are the most strong, what else?
Powerful.
Most renounced, yeah?
Powerful.
Most powerful is also strong. Jnana, Bala, Shakti, Teja, Virya, fame, is fame most famous. So all the opulences exist in one person whose name is Bhagavan, we say. And then Vasudevaya is his name. Just like, for example, Om, when you say, it's like in a government of India, Sarkar is Nirakar. Now when you say Bhagavate, means the Prime Minister with all opulences of a Prime Minister, correct? And Vasudevaya, when you say, it's like Narada Modi, you have a name, correct? So government is impersonal, and the Bhagavan is like the position which possesses such opulences. And then when you say the name Vasudeva, it's like the person. You all understand this point?
Yes.
So in this way, this verse is addressed to Krishna. And then Janmadhyasya Yata, he is the source of everything. Anvayad itaratascha arteshu. He knows directly, indirectly about everything. If I ask any of you how many hairs you have in your head, anybody can say? I am not asking about my head. My head is 7. But if I ask you how many hairs you have, will you be able to say? That means even about your body, you do not have full information. Correct? No? How many of you remember your baby tooth falling and then permanent tooth coming? Maybe one you may remember, 1 or 2. But now all your 32 teeth, baby tooth are gone and permanent tooth have come. You can see that. That means when you put a morsel of food, it goes inside. What happens inside, only God knows. So, therefore, Lord knows indirectly about every one of you, He has karmic account with Him. What karma, good, bad you have done, and where are you heading up to now? What should be given to you? He is awarding also results. Therefore, He is the most intelligent personality. And we are Vitarascha. Abhigya means all-knowing. And Swarat means what? Completely independent. In this world, nobody is independent. We all have limited independence. He has unlimited independence. It will take time to explain this. I will not go into that. And then second line I explained today. Tene Brahma Hrida Ja Adi Kavi. So Adi Kavi is Brahma, and he was explained this knowledge. Without this knowledge, Mukhyanti Yas Suryaha. Even the great devatas can get bewildered without this knowledge. Even Indra once got bewildered and Govardhan Leela was performed by the Lord, isn't it? What to speak of sages and ordinary people? Tejo, Vari, Mridam, Yatha Vinimayo, Yatra Trisargo Amrisha. Teja means fire, Vari means water, Mrida means mud. Tejo, Vari, Mridam, Yatha Vinimayo. By combining these things, the whole 3 worlds, upper, middle and lower planetary system is put into Mrisha, means what? They are put into illusion. Say for example, watercolors in a watercolor box. They don't allure you. But if you take those colors and throw it on a canvas and draw a picture. Say for example, somebody has drawn a picture of a beggar with a begging bowl in the hand, and the beggar looks very skinny. Beggar is begging. When you look at the picture, you feel compassion. You feel pity for that fellow. Correct, no? Or somebody has drawn some lusty picture of man, woman, they have drawn. When you see that, you get agitation by that. That means the colors on a canvas, they arouse emotions in you. Similarly, this whole world is made up of, our bodies are made up of these 3 only. Tejo, Vari, Mridam. Mucus, bile and air. These 3 things. It's a combination in the body. Like for example, mucus means the flesh, bones and all these things. Bile means the water and all those things. Air means the gases in the body. It's a combination. Whatever bodies we all have, it's a combination. But when these 3 things are combined with the 3 gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, they bewilder the living entities. That's the third line he says. Even sages are put into illusion by this. He says, Dhamna means the Supreme Lord's abode. Svena sada nirasta kuhakam. Satyam param dhimahi. The Supreme Lord is Satyam Param. He is the Supreme Truth who exists in His own spiritual abode. And this illusion cannot touch Him. This magical illusion of the material birth keeps all living entities submerged in foolishness in this world. Lord is never touched by that. He is supremely independent. And by surrendering to Him alone, we also rise above illusion. Like that he says. So this is the very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. So you got an idea now. Now, in today's session I explained to you how, why the Bhagavatam was written by Vyasa in his maturity, after writing all the Vedic literature. So, Bhagavatam will take you out of the material world, back home, back to Godhead. Whereas other Puranas will tell you how to make your material life a little better. For example, somebody is in a jail. You ask him, are you happy, sir? He says, no, it's very cold. Okay, I'll give you a blanket, take it. 1 week later, are you happy, sir? Well, mosquitoes are there, too many. Okay, take a mosquito net, isn't it? So if you keep on providing facilities, the devatas are giving that kind of benefit for you. You have some little problem, they can provide you little facility. But they keep you in the material world only. It's like keeping you in the jail only. So which is better? Keep you in the jail and make your material life little better, or help you get out of the jail? That is Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam can take you out to the material world. Go back home, back to Godhead. It's a one-stroke method. You accept a Vaishnava Guru in the disciplic line and study the Bhagavatam, chant the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You have, regularly get association of devotees to understand the subject well, nicely, either by hearing, reading Prabhupada books, and chanting the holy name, taking only prasad, living in the company of devotees, and avoiding all the prohibited activities like illicit sex and meat eating, gambling and intoxication and all these things. There are 4 sinful activities mentioned in Bhagavatam. Illicit connection means sex before marriage, sex outside marriage. So one is allowed to marry and beget children and live a peaceful life, keeping Krishna at the center. And meat eating means no fish, meat or eggs, because these are all very polluting to consciousness. They degrade our consciousness. And also it's like killing other creatures unnecessarily for our taste buds. One shouldn't do that. And thirdly, intoxication means no smoking, no drinking, no drugs. One should avoid these things, because these all lower your consciousness. And fourthly, gambling. Gambling means big money or no money. You will lose all the money. People have lost their life savings because of gambling. So one should avoid these activities. That's the beauty of our ISKCON society. If you become a devotee, you get rid of these bad habits also. And 50% of your life's problems are solved. Because these bad activities, do they come free or you have to pay money? They come free? Like for drinking, anybody gives you branded liquor free? Anybody gives you cigarette packets free?
We spend money.
So for buying these simple activities, you have to spend money. And after that, when you consume these dirty activities, what is the result of that? What is the result? Suffering. First of all, you have to spend money, then you also suffer. Then what happens when you suffer? What do?
Hospital again.
The hospital bills. Yeah. And also many of these 4 activities, they have police involvement also. Like somebody drinks and drives, then there's an accident, then police comes. Then police may punish you or put you behind the bars. Somebody is doing illicit connection, they can be put behind the bars. Somebody is drug peddling, they're doing, put behind the bars. And then the 5th one comes after death, Yamadutas, taking to hell, and that punishment also is there. So actually these sinful activities are all horrible. One should give up these activities and do the ABCDE. A for? B for? Which book reading? Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. And C for? Chanting. And D for? Which diet? Devotional diet. Prasadam diet, devotional diet, offered to Krishna. Not the dietitian's diet. Of course, you can take dietitian's diet, but offered to Krishna. And E for engagement in seva. Do these 5 things, these are do's and these are 4 are don'ts. That's it. You stick to this program, all your life you'll go back to Godhead. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you. Bhaktavinda ki Jai. Who is the child saying loudly Jai? What's your name? What's your name? Give it. I give it.
She's very regular to our Saturday.
Is it? Amazing. She must be carrying from the previous life some good learning and impressions. That's why, otherwise children cannot sit through the lecture. They'll run away.
He's the boy Prabhu. He's her brother only.
Okay.
So
what's your name?
Simon.
Achha. You also come,
So the last 1.5 years, they have been regularly coming to all the sessions.
Really?
Yeah.
Give them an applause. Wonderful. Good example. Very good example. For that age group children here. Who is taking class for the children here?
The children, as of now, we are not
Started here.
Yeah,
When you start, they can be presented as a role model for the others.
Yes.
We are planning friendship in summer. We are starting
Correct.
value-based education. There is that 7 sets.
Books are available. Yes.
I took it from Mayapur this time.
Very nice. You can do that.
And we are
Yes.
planning something around that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was
So,
referring to Mataji, Deepa Mataji was telling in the car.
Yeah.
She's the one who
Okay.
has initiated all this initiative of chanting early morning.
Oh,
in-person
thank you, thank
chanting.
you. So online also people join you.
Yeah, Prabhuji. We tried in person.
So 9:30 also you do, I heard. 9:30 to 10:30, 1 hour they can chant with you.
5:30 to 6, 9:30
So
to 10.
8 rounds before and 8 rounds after.
5:30 to 6, 9:30 to 10. As of now, they're all in the neighborhood.
Okay. And then rest of the rounds they can chant on their own. Good practice it
We
is.
are trying, Prabhuji,
Very
whatever
good.
we can.
Because when you create a facility, then many get support, it becomes easy.
Yeah, because we tried in person, but that's all lesser attendance, so I changed it to online.
Online, yeah.
I see better attendance.
More people are able to come. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for the service. Thank you. So Mahesh Prabhu, thank you for organizing this event. And so many devotees, even on a working day, so many have enthusiastically come, which is very rare to see.
Luckily, Prabhuji, my boss is here only, Prabhu.
Right?
She's the CEO of my company.
Oh, so Hare Krishna.
So I'm little bit. That way I'm little saved.
I heard about her that she goes to different colonies, and I heard from Leelanand Prabhu and Narada Mataji that she has been instrumental in starting new programs in multiple colonies, because she goes around the colonies, meets the chairman, and sets the programs going.
Actually, mainly Tellapur is a big area, Prabhu. There are multiple communities in that area. So Radhayatra has been a major hit there. So I don't know whether I told you, this year we did a unique, unique kind of jumbo kaja.
Okay.
Jumbo kaja.
Big one. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw
It is the idea of that Mataji only.
Okay.
Mataji.
Big size.
Big kaja.
Yeah, correct.
So like that, yeah, she has been instrumental in getting into a lot of communities within Tellapur area. Probably.
Wonderful,
And
very
recently, I think yesterday you came to
I came for that, yeah, correct.
So, yeah, she was also there.
Very nice, wonderful.
You can't see that Mataji, which Mataji?
Yeah, Lakshmi Mataji. Mataji, please can you stand up? So let us three Haribol to Mataji. Haribol. Yeah, probably can we take few questions from you?
I can take, yeah.
Yeah.
Only they should not be hungry.
Yeah, I think we can manage for 10 or 15 minutes.
Yes.
Are we hungry?
No.
Hungry for knowledge.
Okay, they
Right,
can.
yeah. Please, Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah, one question.
Yeah.
Taking you the mic to them.
As you said, the literature is not there for Vyasa, right? It's all Gem Shruti. So then is Vyasa is a one person or is a lineage of persons?
But I don't know. Actually, the modern speculators of empirical knowledge, when they saw the vastness of the Vedas, they became frightened. They thought that, people will ridicule our empirical knowledge and they are going to praise the Vedic knowledge. So they speculated that Vyasa is actually not one person. This must be multiple people who must have compiled and put everything together. This is their speculation. But in the Vedas itself, it says Vyasa is Vishnu himself. It's a literary incarnation of Vishnu. He's only one person who put all these literatures in writing. He dictated and Ganeshji wrote down. That's only one person only. But this seat where I am sitting now, this is called Vyasa Pitha. Vyasa Pitha is actually the seat for him only. But he has allowed the teachers down the line to accept a Vyasa Pitha and then speak on his behalf. So we have to repeat what we have heard in Parampara. We cannot just speculate and speak anything from 200 gram of grey matter. We cannot speak. So we have to repeat that knowledge. So that's only one person who is Vishnu himself. Because Dharmam to Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Lord alone can speak the truth. No one else can speak. I'll tell you why. Say for example, here is a blackboard. And I have a Reynolds pen. See, Reynolds pen has a white body and a blue cap. So I hold the blue cap inside my hand. And I show the blackboard here like this and I ask you, what am I holding in the hand? What most people are likely to say? Chalk piece, yeah. Because the conditioned soul, when it sees something, it will try to identify it based on the context. Because blackboard is here, he must be using a chalk. But then say, for example, I tell him, Prabhuji, this is looking like a chalk, but this is Reynolds pen. And he tells her, she tells her. It goes down, all the people in the room, even up to that corner. Everybody is informed that what Prabhuji is holding in the hand is not Chalk piece by? This is called Shruti. Shruti means you don't believe your eyes, you only believe what you hear. And that is very, very important. That's why the word darshan in Sanskrit has double meaning. Darshan means philosophy. Darshan means to see also. You should only see what you have heard from Guru Parampara. That's the way you have to learn to see it. For example, say you go to your chemistry laboratory on a hot sunny day, you are very, very thirsty, and then you see there's a glass of liquid kept there. Looks like lemon juice, because next to that glass there are 2 pieces of squeezed out lemon lying there. So you, as soon as you go there, you want to pick up the glass and drink it. Can you drink it?
No.
Because it's a chemistry lab, you have to be careful. It can be some other solution. So you just call the laboratory man and ask him, hey laboratory man, come here, can I take this lemon juice? He will say, sir, it's not lemon juice, it's acid. If you put in your tongue, you'll have a hole in the tongue. Thank God you asked me. He may say that. So you are intelligent because you asked him. When you heard it is not lemon, it is acid, then you didn't touch it. So you heard and now your vision is like this. On the other hand, somebody says, I am seeing lemon pieces are there. It's very obvious. Somebody has squeezed and made lemon juice. Why should I ask anybody? That means you believe your eyes, not the ears. You understand, no? Therefore, it is said, seeing through the ears, we should see. So Vedavyas has actually put everything down in writing. And the Guru Parampara Acharyas also, like for example, Prabhupada heard from his Guru. And then Prabhupada disciples heard from Prabhupada. Now we are hearing from them. Correct? No? Like Prabhupada books are there now. When you read the books, that's as good as it's like recorded sound vibration. Correct? No? So what we read from the Shastras, understand it, assimilate it. Even if it is difficult to comprehend in the beginning, gradually you will be able to comprehend. Like 3 gunas and all, for example. When you read and then look at the world around. Yes, this is Rajaguna, this is Sataguna. You can see that. So therefore it's called a Shruta Ikshita Pad. Ikshita means to see, Shruta means to hear. Is it clear? Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
And that?
My question is regarding the line Vasudeva Paradharma.
Yes.
So which means that the only dharma is love of Godhead.
It's the ultimate dharma. Ultimate.
Yeah, ultimate dharma. So my question is that, and there are various dharmas like Varnashrama dharma and Stri dharma.
Yeah.
So does that mean by aiming for love of Godhead, one need not pay much attention to the other dharmas, or does that mean that it includes all the other dharmas in?
I can take the mic. Actually, Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Mamekam. He says, Aham Tvam Sarva Bhakvedbhyo Krishna. So what is the meaning of this? Accepting surrender to Krishna is the ultimate dharma. Say for example, one of you here, you get a job in say McDonald's or something like that. So you will immediately think, although they are paying me 8 lakh per annum, but this company involves making hamburger and all that where animals are killed. I don't want to go for a job where poor creatures will be killed. I don't want to go for that. So you may drop the job because it involves violence, which is one of the 4 regulative principles, which we are supposed to follow. Correct now? In the same manner, one is very thoughtful. That means you see everything in relation to Krishna only. Like for example, say your friends are calling you for a party and you know very well that party is simply a Maya party. There's nothing going to be Krishna conscious. They are going to be drinking, smoking and everything. So now you have a tussle going on between your friendship versus Krishna consciousness. Your friends will be happy if you go to the party, but your Krishna consciousness will be spoiled by bad association there. So there, as a devotee, you choose that I will not go for this party. That means Sarvadharman Paradisi Mamekam Shanam Braja. You are surrendering to Krishna. Which means in every walk of your life, the decision you make, that will clearly show whether you are surrendering to the Lord or you are surrendering to the situations that drag you down. Now Vibhishan, for example, his 3 brothers, if you see, Ravana, Vibhishan and Kumbhakarna. Now Kumbhakarna and Vibhishan are very nice examples to compare. Kumbhakarna, when he saw that, when he was woken up, he went to Ravana and said, oh Ravana, why did you bring the Jagat Janani? He uses the word Jagat Janani in the Ramayana. She's the mother of the universe. You have brought her here to enjoy such utter foolishness. This is no good. And because you are a brother, out of my feelings, affectionate feelings for you, I'm telling you, if you are not intending to give her back, you are going to wage a war. What can I do? It's foolishness, but I will fight on your behalf because I have blood relationship with you. I can't leave you and go away. But if I die in the battle, you should give her back to Rama. Like that Kumbhakarna said, and he fought the battle and he died in the battle. Correct, no? Did Ravana give back Sita to Ram? No, he's a foolish person. He continued to fight. Now Vibhishan saw in the court all the ministers are siding with Ravana, nodding that they are all yes men. But Vibhishan was the only one who told, my dear brother, let everybody say, the whole world say yes to you, but you are doing a wrong thing. You are tying a fire around your belly. He said, this will destroy you. Vinashakale Prita Buddhi. Openly he told the facts. And Ravana took his leg and kicked Vibhishan on his chest. There is a picture also. And he told Vibhishan, you traitor, you are living in the same palace with me, you are my brother, everyone else agrees with me, why you are not agreeing to my plans? Get lost from here, I don't need a person like you. So the Vibhishan was ready to forego the palace he had, nice food, beverages, nice dignity and respect that he was getting. He was ready to throw away everything to wind and go and join the side of Rama. That is Mamekam Saranam Vraja. Correct, no? So in our life also, all of us, sometimes your adherence to lower dharma will not affect your higher dharma. Say for example, you are a student, you have to study. Now you are able to study, get good marks, get a job, and then earn money and put up a family and everything. And it's going on with Krishna consciousness, correct, no? Tomorrow imagine your job becomes extremely busy, you are working 14 hours a day and you are unable to chant, you are unable to wake up in the morning, you are skipping the weekly program because the job is becoming too much, you are becoming a workaholic. That's not very good. Then you may even go for a compromise on your job. Instead of, this job may be paying you very high, but it is swallowing your spiritual life. It's affecting your spiritual life. Then to balance your spiritual material, you may go for a job which may pay a little less, but it affords you time for your spiritual life. Again, Mamekam Saranam Vraja. Is it clear? In this way, we all have to see that our material and spiritual is like two railway lines. Mamanuspara Yudhyacha. Krishna says, doing your material duties, you also be Krishna conscious, he is saying. At the same time, one has to know this balance. It's a very delicate balance. One should be intelligent. Say, I'll tell you a simple example. See, a girl is married to a man, and that man, at the time of marriage, he appeared to be a pious boy, nice boy. But then later on, when after a year or two, he says, I am not happy with your spiritual activities. Correct, no? Why are you doing all these things, chanting Hare Krishna and going to this class and all these things? We are losing so much time and all, he says. There are people like that, correct, no? Then it is said, the Shastra says that one should serve the pati, husband, in such a manner that she has to win his heart. She cooks for him nicely, takes care of him, she is very humble and submissive. Then the husband says, okay, you go, no problem, you do your practice, don't push me to do this. Like I was just remembering, in Tamil Nadu, the Stalin is a Christian, His son, what is his name? Udayanidhi, I think. Udayanidhi. So the Udayanidhi, at one time, he made one statement in this thing about Sanatana Dharma, creating trouble in the south and everything. Because south, there is one wrong notion that they are Dravidians and all these people who speak Dharma, they are all Brahmins, they are Aryans, they think. So there is Aryan, Dravidian kind of tussle. They feel like that. Actually, it's all misunderstanding, correct, no? So he made a very strong statement. So one staff reporter, while interviewing him, he asked him, sir, you are so strongly speaking and condemning all these things, but your wife is a very staunch follower of Sanatana Dharma. She not only goes to temple, she gives gold crowns, dresses for the deities, she sits in abhishekams, she takes part in all the religious programs in the Hindu temples. She regularly, frequently, she is a very, very ascetic and staunch follower. But when they told him, why didn't you ask her to convert and be like you? He said, no, that's my private life, don't talk about it. Because his wife is very submissive to him and she has pleased him, served him in such a way that he doesn't want any separation. He feels that even though she is doing all these things, with respect to taking care of me, she is very Good. So, although he is openly speaking in media against all this Sanatana Dharma and everything, when it comes to his personal family, he doesn't mind giving her that breathing space. So, this is the success of that woman. So, she really deserves appreciation. Is it not true? How intelligent she must be. And the husband is a very staunch anti-Sanatanist. But she is a staunch Sanatanist. But still they have learned to live with differences. Correct, no? And for that, her contribution is great because she has taken care of her husband so well that he is giving her that freedom. In this way, husband wife also, if both are not interested equally in Krishna consciousness, one should be able to survive in Krishna consciousness at the same time pleasing the other. So these are little difficult situations. Example I am giving you. Otherwise, it is quite possible that you can balance both. Is clear?
Basically, conclusion is that dharma is whatever it takes to survive in
Yeah.
Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, exactly. Krishna should be kept foremost without any compromise. And at the same time, we should know how. See, you have a material body, you have a spirit soul, both. And the Krishna consciousness is dharma of body or soul? Soul. And the dharmas in this world pertain to the body. For example, patriotism. Now you are patriot for India now. Tomorrow somebody is born in America, then he will be patriot of America. That means the bodily dharma changes. In this life you have a mother and father, whom we have to serve now. But the next life our parents change. Because after we leave this body, we get a new body. So the bodily dharma always changes. So it's called as conditional dharma. Condition means as long as you are in this family, the condition is you have to serve them. Then when you go to, born in another family, you serve them. As long as you belong to this country, you have to serve this country. So conditional dharma. And Krishna consciousness is called constitutional dharma. So that is called vertical dharma, this is called horizontal dharma. If you do only horizontal dharma, material dharma, we will remain like a duck. Duck keeps going on the ground level, it cannot fly. And if you do constitutional dharma, it's like a swan. Swan can fly up, back home, back to Godhead. And the duck remains in this world. So which one we should do? Everybody will say, we should do the swan's dharma. No, we have to do balance both. Like you have to go like this. Like you do this also and take the whole family with you back to Godhead. Like that one should try to combine both. And like that many great people have done. Recently, just a few days ago, I went to one program. There also, the devotee told me, 20 years before when Mataji came to Krishna consciousness, 20 years before, staunch devotee, 16 rounds, she even is initiated. Her husband was a big businessman and he was absolutely not interested in Krishna consciousness. He was super busy making money and everything. But then, by her good conduct behavior, now that day when I had gone, he was also wearing a tilak and he took one japamala also. Yeah, now he said, I'm going to start chanting one round. In their house they arranged a big program and distributed Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. He took one copy of Bhagavad Gita also. So he said that when I was young, I was working very hard and made a lot of money. Now he said, now I'm growing beyond 40, 45 now. Now I have some time now. My business is now developed now. I want to know what my wife is practicing that she's so good. Therefore, I also want to try out, like that he said. So in this way, these are examples of good wives who can carry the whole family, correct now? Like Dhruva Maharaj carried his mother back to Godhead, correct now? Yeah. Alright? Thank you, Prabhu. Shri Prabhupada ki.